Imagine you're in Park City, Utah, and you're trusting your phone to guide you to your destination. Seems harmless until those directions lead you straight onto a 4-lane highway with no sidewalk and speeding cars. That is exactly what happened to Lauren Rosenberg, who followed Google Maps walking directions, got hit by a car, and decided to sue Google for over $100,000. This is not just a story about bad navigation. This is a tech-age cautionary tale where common sense collided with digital trust. Welcome to one of the wildest detours in GPS history. So grab your phone, double-check your GPS, and dive into this tale of digital disaster. It was January 19, 2009, and Lauren Rosenberg, a Los Angeles County resident visiting Park City, Utah, for the Sundance Film Festival, needed to get from 96 Daly Street to 1710 Prospector Avenue, just a 2-mile trek. She pulled out her BlackBerry and turned on Google Maps for walking directions. Simple enough. The app provided a route directing her to stroll half a mile along Deer Valley Drive, also known as Utah State Route 224. Deer Valley Drive is a 4-lane highway with no sidewalks, high-speed traffic, and a noise barrier pushing pedestrians closer to cars. It is the kind of road you would avoid unless you have a death wish. But Lauren, trusting Google's tech wizardry, followed the path. It was dark and the traffic was heavy, and as she tried to cross the road, she was struck by a car driven by Patrick Harwood, leaving her with multiple bone fractures, a 6-week rehab stint, and medical bills over $100,000. Rather than accepting it as an unfortunate incident due to bad judgment or bad luck, Lauren took legal action against Google. She argued that the app told her to walk there. So let's see what happens when someone sues Google for bad directions. On May 27, 2010, Lauren Rosenberg filed a lawsuit in U.S. District Court in Utah, naming both Patrick Harwood, the driver, and Google as defendants. She claimed Google's walking directions were careless, reckless, and negligent, leading her onto a dangerous highway not meant for pedestrians and resulting in severe, permanent physical, emotional, and mental injuries. She sought over $100,000 for medical bills, lost wages, and punitive damages to teach Google a lesson. The case, Rosenberg v. Harwood, quickly gained widespread attention online. Tech blogs and cable news ran wild, treating it like the latest episode of Tech vs. Common Sense. Lauren's argument was simple. Google Maps should have warned her that Route 224 was a pedestrian death trap. Her lawyer, Alan Young, doubled down, saying Google created a trap by giving directions without noting the lack of sidewalks or the road's dangers. The language in the complaint read like a cautionary tale. As a direct and proximate cause of defendant Google's unsafe directions, plaintiff Lauren Rosenberg was led onto a dangerous highway and was thereby stricken by a motor vehicle. But here's the twist. Google Maps did have a disclaimer on its desktop version, warning, walking directions are in beta. Use caution. This route may be missing sidewalks or pedestrian paths. However, the mobile version of Google Maps did not display that warning. Lauren, using her BlackBerry, claimed she did not see it. Fair enough, but when she hit a sidewalkless highway at night, did she think, maybe this is not the move? The lawsuit sparked a firestorm. In 2010, critics on social media called Lauren out, saying she should have used her eyes instead of blindly trusting Google. Imagine you are walking in the dark with cars zooming by and there's no sidewalk. Do you keep going or turn back? Most of us would have noped out, but Lauren's team argues Google's directions were a promise of safety she relied on. In Google's defense, they replied that they do not owe Lauren a legal duty. There is no direct relationship like a paid GPS service between Google and its users. Plus, their disclaimer warned about beta walking directions. They argued that holding them liable would turn Google into an insurance carrier for every bad route, opening the floodgates to endless lawsuits. Imagine every fender bender blaming Google Maps. The court agreed on May 27, 2011. Judge D. Benson dismissed most claims against Google, stating no legal duty and the need for personal responsibility. The court basically said, Lauren, Google's not your babysitter. Look both ways. The ruling sent a clear message. Technology may guide us, but it does not replace common sense. While Lauren's injuries were serious and the situation unfortunate, the court drew a firm line between user reliance and corporate liability. The decision resonated beyond the courtroom, with legal scholars and tech companies alike watching closely. If Google had lost, it might have redefined how digital tools are held accountable, potentially changing how we all interact with everyday tech. But Lauren's near-death experience wasn't in vain. Google kept improving its maps, adding biking directions and better pedestrian warnings by 2010. So, what can you learn from this car catastrophe? Suing someone for negligence requires that they owe you a legal duty, which is a duty to act with reasonable care. For example, other drivers owe legal duty to other drivers on the road. Doctors owe a legal duty to their patients, etc. Once that person violates that duty and it causes damages, then you would have a case. So, there you have it. The $100,000 lawsuit against Google for bad walking directions that didn't map out as planned. This painful lesson hit harder than a highway collision and took us on a wild ride. Which side are you on? Team Lauren or Team Google? Drop it in the comments. Hit that like button and subscribe for more tales of legal lunacy. Got another crazy lawsuit story? Tell us below. Until next time, keep your maps updated and your eyes on the road.